Hello guys, hope you're doing well, and welcome to another video. Today we're just going to make this really small little tool or widget where when you click on the search icon it brings a search box into the page. Okay, with a little transition on it. So let's start with our index.html and exclamation mark for boilerplate and emit. Oops, there we go. And we just want to give it a title of hidden search. Okay, save that and let's open it with Live Server. So the title part in our HTML document is just what comes up in the top of the tab. Okay, in the body we're going to have a couple of little bits. So we want a div with the class of search, and then an input type of text. So this will be the hidden input class of input, and we'll give it a placeholder as well. A placeholder of search. Okay, below that, Control Enter gives you a new line in emit if you didn't know. But below that we're just going to have a button, and in here we're going to have an icon. So we need our link to Font Awesome. I'm just going to grab mine from the side. But if you Google Font Awesome CDN, you'll be able to find a link for that. And an icon we want with the class of FAS for Font Awesome, and then FA-search. And that's it for our HTML file. So you can see we've got a search bar and a search button there. So let's jump into style.css, and I've just realized I've forgot to link that in the HTML, so let's go here and link of style.css. Okay, and the first thing we want to do, as always, is give box size in border box, and then on the body let's get rid of this background image, and we're going to have a linear gradient. We want it to be at 90 degrees and going from 7D5FF triple F, and then up to 7158E2. Okay, just a blue to a slightly more purple blue. Oops, that semicolon should be outside. There we go. Font family, sans serif. Margin, we want to get rid of any margin, so margin 0. Display flex, align items center, justify content center, so this should get the search bar and the icon in the middle. Overflow hidden, and then finally height 100 viewport heights. There we go. So the search bar down in the middle of the page. Now we're going to target the div with the class of search, and we just want to give that relative position and a height of 50 pixels, so that we can position the input behind the button. We can position the input absolute. So now we're going to target search input, and the background color for that is just white, border 0, font size 18 pixels, padding 15 pixels. Oh, sorry, you can't see any of that. There we go. And height of 50 pixels. Okay, so the search bar's a bit nicer now with a bit of padding around the text and more height. And now the button, let's give it a background color of white, border 0. We want a pointer when we go over that, so cursor pointer. Font size 24 pixels, just make the icon a bit bigger. And position absolute. And because we've positioned the search div relative, we can now position the button inside of that. So position absolute, we want it 0 from the top and 0 from the left. Height 50 pixels and width 50 pixels. And the final thing, transition, transform, 0.3 seconds ease. Okay, none of those properties have actually worked on the button, so I'm going to assume we've not put a class of button on it. And yeah, there we go. So we just want a class of btn on that. And we refresh and we see all those changes. Okay, so the next thing, when the button's in focus, we don't want that outline, so let's say btn focus, and also the input. So when the input, we don't want the line around there, so btn focus and input focus. Oops, we need that. It's the class of input. Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's a tag of input, so we don't need that dot. And we're just going to say outline none. So now we don't have that outline when we focus on either of those. Okay, with our JavaScript, we're going to add a class of active to the search. And then when we do that, we want the input to have a width of 200 pixels. Oops, put width twice. We won't see that yet because we've not got the class. Oops, sorry, there we go. And we want the button just to translate in the x-axis 198 pixels. Okay, so the input shouldn't still be this width, so let's just go back to the search input. What have we done? Height 50 pixels. Oh, we also want a width of 50 pixels. There we go. And let's add a transition onto this so that when the width changes, it doesn't just jump. Okay, so we're going to use JavaScript to add a class of active to the search, and the input, the width will increase, and we've got a transition so it doesn't just jump, and the button is going to move so it's on the right of the box. So rather than making a JavaScript file, because there's not much, let's just do a script tag in our HTML, and we want to bring in the search button, so document and query selector, class of search, and copy that down a couple of times because we also want the button, which is, we'll call btn, class of btn, and input, which I think we also gave a class of input. Where is it? Yeah, we've got the class there, so we can target that. Next thing, we just want to add an event listener on click, and that's going to that's going to fire off an arrow function, and inside there we're just going to add active to the class list of search, but we can use .toggle, and that basically adds it if it's not there and removes it if it is there, because we also want it to work the other way. And when we do that, let's focus on the input. So if we press it, you can see our whatever you call that, the vertical line is already in search. It's already focused. Okay, hope we managed to build that, and feel free to put this into a website up in the nav bar. You can use my other videos to try and build a nice responsive nav bar. If you found it useful, please like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks.